Justin Timberlake discloses his diagnosis of Lyme illness. The well-known musician Justin Timberlake has been found to have Lyme disease. In a reflection on the end of his 2-year Forget Tomorrow World Tour, the singer-songwriter and actor shared the prognosis with his followers on Instagram on Thursday. "I'm a rather private person, as many of you are aware. However, when I think back on the tour and festival tour, I would want to share with you a little bit of my current situation," Timberlake added. In an attempt to be more open with his fans, the musician, who has 2 boys with wife Jessica Biel, stated that he was hesitant to disclose his illness but ultimately chose to do so. "If you've experienced this disease or know someone who has, then you're aware, living with this can be relentlessly debilitating, both mentally and physically," wrote Timberlake. "I was really taken aback when I received the diagnosis. However, I could at least see why I might be on stage experiencing severe nerve pain or just feeling really exhausted or ill. I had to make a personal choice. Give up touring? Alternatively, keep going and work things out. I concluded that the happiness I get from performing much exceeds the momentary tension my body was experiencing. I'm quite happy that I persisted." According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, Lyme disease is an infectious illness spread by ticks that may harm the heart, joints, and nervous system if treatment is not received. A 10 to 14-day course of antibiotics is a successful treatment for the majority of Lyme disease patients. However, in some instances, long-lasting symptoms including exhaustion, physical pains, and memory or attention problems could still exist following therapy. PTLDS, or post-treatment Lyme disease syndrome, is another name for this illness. The 44-year-old Timberlake withheld more information on his diagnosis and course of therapy. The Forget Tomorrow World Tour, which the former member of NSYNC started in April, came to an end on Wednesday in Turkey. Timberlake informed fans on social media that he was fighting the flu when he canceled his last U.S. performance of the tour in February, just hours before he was scheduled to perform in Columbus, Ohio. Fans recently criticized Timberlake on the European leg of his tour, claiming that he called on the audience to sing the words to too few of his songs instead of performing them live. After officially disclosing his diagnosis of Lyme illness, Timberlake said on social media that he was happy to have carried on with his tour in spite of his health issues. "Not only did I prove my mental tenacity to myself, but I now have so many special moments with all of you that I will never forget," he stated in his letter. "I was brought up to keep things like this to myself, therefore I was hesitant to discuss them. However, I'm making an effort to be more open about my difficulties to avoid misunderstandings."